I did not have on my bingo card that we may be getting emergency rate cuts because the stock market futures are absolutely tanking. I did not plan on making this video, but this is significantly going to affect Bitcoin and altcoin. So if you hold any of those, watch to the end of the video because we're going to talk about how to navigate this. This has not happened since COVID. Like, this crash within the stock market is more significant than what happened in COVID 5 years ago. We're going to talk about that all in this video. But before we get started, welcome back to the channel. My name's Doc. Throughout the day, I'm a resident physician, and late at night, I take you guys on my crypto investing journey. Didn't plan on making this one. We got a lot to talk about. Going to try to make it quick because it's late and I respect your guys' time. Bitcoin fell down after our video this morning, down to 78,500. I suspect it could potentially inch lower. This morning, we drew a line right here in this area right here, how we kind of found support off these wicks and how this mimicked the Bitcoin area that we were at when President-elect Trump was nominated, right? That night, right? We kind of jumped up here. So we had this gap here. We've wicked down before it and hit, but ultimately, you're not watching this video because of that. The reason that you're watching this video is because there are rumors that JP Morgan, they're saying that the Fed may have to cut interest rates before the next FOMC meeting. And guys, that's in May. And I responded like, this would not be good for markets. Emergency rate cuts, specifically in the short term, would cause fear to spread like wildfire. We've also been talking in the Discord. The Discord's been popping off tonight, by the way, guys. Totally free. If you're looking for a few free community to join, link is going to be down below. We're talking about rate cuts and how this is now the most likely probability for the FOMC meeting. Plus, we might even have emergency rate cuts. We're going to talk about that in just a sec. Tons and tons have been happening literally within the past 3 or 4 hours. Stock market futures, the S&P and NASDAQ are potentially, now this is changing quite a bit in the pre-market, but is potentially down 4 or 5%, which is kind of nuts. The other big thing is China's stock market, they opened up a negative 10%. Think about that for a second. The entire stock market in China, a tenth of it was wiped off in one day. The other thing is they fell down significantly on Thursday and Friday. So this is in a lot of ways an injury to insult. But guess what, guys? It doesn't stop there. The markets were so bad that they suspended traded in these areas, right? So Japan, Korea, Australia, likely India, amongst others, are going to suspend trading. This person is saying, is the S&P 500 next? Now, I doubt that will happen, but it does leave you to think these recession fears are spiking. Just literally 20 or 30 minutes ago, the chance of a recession, according to Polymarket, was 66%. Guys, when I filmed my video this morning, this was 60%. It is absolutely tanking. We also talked about how in my last video, the people searching recession, it keeps going up, right? The fears are real, right? JP Morgan's own analysts are saying that it is likely that we get an emergency rate cut before the FOMC meeting on May 7th. And guess what? Polymarket, again, this is the betting odds, people putting real money. This was up to 27%. Just not long ago, it was up to 28% chance that we get an emergency rate cut. Guys, just a day or two ago, this was below 15%. So this is almost doubled within just a few short dates. And this is absolutely gnarly. Okay, guys, this is the FOMC meeting on May 7th, exactly 1 month from today. I'm filming this super early on Monday morning. It is now a 53% chance that we get a rate cut in May. Guys, a couple days ago, this was very unlikely, okay? Just on my video this morning, I think it was like a 75-25. So pretty gnarly. In May, the highest probability is that we do get a rate cut. But guess what? It does not stop there. This is projecting that at every FOMC meeting for the next couple months, we're getting a rate cut. Yes, you heard me correctly. That means we'd get a rate cut in May, a rate cut in June, a rate cut in July, a rate cut in September, and likely another one in December. potentially 5 rate cuts in 2024, or excuse me, 2025. Now, personally, I do not think we're getting 5 rate cuts. I think it's likely going to be 3 to 4, and I lean more towards 4. Now, obviously, we want rates to be cut not because the market is freaking out, right? We want rate cuts to happen in a slow, gradual way. Well, guess what? The plan, a lot of people are speculating that Trump has this plan to raise all these tariffs to tank the market. If that's the case, I'm not saying he is or he isn't. I'll let you guys decide that on your own. But if that is the case, it's working, right? We can even bring up here SPX. This is the S&P 500. Look at this huge gap down, right? This morning when I opened this, it was below 5,000. So we need to watch this because without a doubt, 100% certainty, this is going to open below 5,000 tomorrow. I would not be surprised if we hit 4,800. And if that happens, Bitcoin is going to be soon to follow. Here's why I say that. We didn't see this big drop off in Bitcoin until today. All throughout the weekend, people were saying, oh, Bitcoin's holding up really well despite the stock market falling off. Well, that was a fallacy, and I called that out in the Discord. I specifically mentioned that all of these influencers and KOLs who are saying that we aren't going to fall, it was fugazi, right? So the S&P, as of now, has been falling before Bitcoin has. So if, and it's really not an if, it's just a matter of when, but when the S&P tomorrow morning, or I guess this morning, it's so late, I'm kind of losing track of time. When it opens up this morning, it's going to be below $5,000. I suspect weakness in the stock market is only going to lead to weakness in Bitcoin. I know we talked about this in my last video, but we show how correlated these two assets are, right? The S&P 500 and Bitcoin are highly, highly correlated assets. So obviously, it doesn't take like a genius to think, okay, if the S&P is falling, Bitcoin is likely going to be not far behind. Now, how do you guys navigate all this? I'm going to tell you my thoughts here in a second. My BTCC link is down below. If you want a 10% bonus on first-time deposits, take advantage of that. No KYC, no VPN. Okay, this is my website, InvestWithDoc.com. If you want to get a hold of me, okay, how do you guys take advantage of this? Well, hopefully you have some dry powder on the sidelines, okay? If you do, the next several days are going to be good buying opportunities. The number one question that I get, both in my free, by the way, link is down below. And also, if you're getting any value of this, hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment down below, right? It's too early to be doing all the things. It helps the algorithm out. I really appreciate it. The number one question that I get both in my free Discord and other Discords that I'm part of, they're saying, hey, Doc, when do I buy? When do I time this perfectly? Let me be very, very blunt and upfront about this. Yes, I'm talking to you. You are not going to time the bottom perfectly. You will not buy the absolute bottom. Guess what? Either am I, either is anybody else. There's going to be one person who times the very, very absolute tippy bottom of this, right? Nobody's getting it. So the reason that I say that is just dollar cost average in. It's so much easier to DCA in when you know you're not going to get the absolute bottom. And guess what? That's okay. So Bitcoin, it's going to keep falling, right? ETH of all things was at 1550 the last time I checked. I'm kind of afraid to go back and look if I'm being honest, but that's okay. These create really, really good buying opportunities. Okay. So if you have dry powder, DCA into big chunky coins. This is not the time to go super risk on and buy, AI projects or meme coins that are 3, 4, 5 million. No, stick to the big guns until the narrative changes. We're not there yet. We're in like peak fear right now, right? The tokens that I'm buying ETH. I'm buying AVAX. I'm buying Ondo. I'm buying SUI. I'm buying Say. I'm buying a little bit of CAS. I'm buying a little bit of Jasmy. I'm buying a little bit of ICP. Gosh, there's more that I'm not thinking about. Ondo, if I haven't said that one. I might buy some super. Oh, and Desync. I haven't bought Desync yet. It's a token that I've been looking at for a while. This is actually the first time that I've mentioned it on the channel. Someone in our Discord, I almost called it Patreon, but I don't have a Patreon. Someone in our group has mentioned it. Alex Becker loves it. I've been tracking it for a while. Honestly, it might be the time to buy into projects that you have conviction in. Okay. So the other thing that I was mentioning, I was like preaching this in the Discord. I talked a little bit about this in my last video. If you can get through this market, you can get through any market, right? 2023, 2024, easy to make money. The market just went up. This is a little bit choppy, but here's the thing. If you can get some dry powder and put it in this market, you can make a ton of money. Here's the thing. If you don't have any dry powder, that's okay too. You just got to be patient. Sit on your hands. If you can, increase your income or, somehow gets, sell some things around the house, whatever, could be the time to DCA in. But again, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Let me know down below what you guys are doing and how you're navigating this. Also, guys, it's free. Just hit the subscribe button. It really helps me out. Hit the like button. If you guys got any value out of this, do all the things. I'll see you on my next video.